Josh here with Project Car Media, and if you are curious as to why I chose the 2019 GT350 model year, or if you're in the market for one and just want to know more information about it, you come to the right place. Welcome back to another episode, and thank you so much for joining me. After my dream car reveal episode, I had a couple people show interest in me doing a video where I go into detail about the GT350 as to why I chose it, why I chose the 2019, what are the differences in the years, and that sort of thing. So I also thought this video would be a good idea for anybody who's in the market for a GT350, as this video has a ton of information about the different years of GT350s and obviously the reasons why I chose the 2019. So I don't know about you guys, but I was always raised to get the best bang for your buck. So that means if I want to buy something, especially something expensive, I'm going to go down the research rabbit hole and I'm going to try to find out everything that I possibly can about whatever that is. And in this case was the GT350. I needed to know if I was going to buy an R version. I needed to know if there was any major issues and what year I wanted to buy. And I found some pretty interesting things. Now, if you don't know already, a GT350R is just like a race version of the GT350. It comes with stickier and wider tires, carbon fiber wheels, a rear seat delete, a larger front splitter for more downforce, a larger rear wing for more downforce. You can even get a package that deletes the infotainment system and the air conditioning for maximum weight savings. It also has stiffer suspension and it sits a little bit lower than the regular GT350. Engine-wise, the GT350R had different and stronger timing chains, cam covers, VCT mechanisms, and lash adjusters. In 2016, you actually had to get an optional package called the track package in order to get the transmission and differential oil coolers. There was a lot of people that went to a track day with their GT350s without that package and actually caused a lot of damage to their differentials. So many people, in fact, that they sued Ford, and in 2017, Ford made the differential and transmission coolers standard across all lines of GT350. Now, in the GT350R, the transmission and oil coolers were standard anyway. It was only in the non-R GT350. Now, also in the 2016, both the R and the regular GT350, they had a screw-on oil filter type. And there was, because the engine revs so high and there's a lot of vibration, there were also reports of oil filters kind of backing off and causing oil issues and sometimes fires on the track. So in 2017, Ford changed that to a cartridge type of oil filter instead of a screw-on type to fix that problem. In the 2016 to 2018 GT350s and Rs, there were some reports of excessive oil consumption, oil starvation, and in some cases engine failure. I've seen multiple posts on forums where they actually had Ford replace their engine under warranty because of these issues. So naturally, after reading this initial information, which all these problems that I read were just the most common problems, I knew for a fact that I didn't want a 2016 just because I didn't want to deal with that oil filter issue or try to find one with a track pack. I'd rather get a 2017 or 18 because they already came with the track pack already on it. So first of all, what Ford did for 2019 was suspension, a couple exterior changes, and a bunch of engine changes. So for suspension, they actually gave the GT350 softer rear springs, stiffer front springs, and then they recalibrated the Magnum Ride dampening system, the ABS, and the stability control to all work better with that. For the exterior, they actually included a bigger rear wing for more downforce, and then they also give you this optional dealer package called the handling package, which gives you Ford Performance adjustable camber plates up front and a gurney flap that attaches to the rear wing on the back for more downforce. Now, this is for the regular GT350, not the GT350R. Now, as I continued my research and went down the rabbit hole even more, I stumbled upon this forum called Mustang6G.com, and they had this whole page as to what changes were being made to the Voodoo engine for 2019. They call this the Gen 2 Voodoo engine. This is the Mustang 6G forum, and I found this page that said it was titled 2019 Voodoo Changes. Now, Voodoo is the code name for the GT350 engine, if you don't already know. And just looking through this, there are so many changes to the engine. That's probably the most exciting thing that, that's being changed in the 2019 GT350 was the engine changes. Now, a lot of this has to do with the production of the GT500 5.2 liter Predator engine. So a lot of those parts were carried over into the GT350 engine to help with cost savings as they were producing both cars. So here you can see that one of the really cool things is that even if you have a regular GT350 in 2019, you have a GT350R engine. So they put the R engine in all of the GT350s starting in 2019. So you get you get all of the GT350R valve train upgrades that the R engine had in a regular GT350, like the timing chains, the lash adjusters, the cam covers, the VCT mechanisms. You get all of that just by buying a regular GT350. Here are the confirmed changes for 2019 GT350. Overall, the Gen 2 Voodoo can withstand 12 pounds of sustained boost. That is awesome. The previous engine could not do that, at least not reliably, and so now it can, and that's thanks to some of the parts from the supercharged 5.2 in the GT500. Another cool thing is that the engines are now only built by a single builder. There used to be a team of builders, but now if you look here, like on my build plate right here, that I only have one name on the build plate, which is really cool and I think helps with consistency when it comes to building the engine. Oh, in the block, there are longer Gen 1 Coyote spec head bolts, additional cylinder bore material surrounding the water jackets, added cast-in brace on intake side of the cylinder bore, bay-to-bay breathing ports reoriented to better equalize block gases and minimize windage. In the cylinder heads, they did additional material around water jackets for better sealing, stronger valve seat material to handle increased heat, 4-layer MLS head gasket. Again, the valve train we mentioned was the R valve train. And then the rotating assembly, they did improved I-beam connecting rods, forged crank sprocket, and then these unconfirmed changes, which basically means that they haven't, the people on this forum haven't confirmed them with Ford yet, are copper lead bearings, resized piston cooling jets, improved oil pump with larger, stronger gear, upgraded exhaust valve seals, higher exhaust valve spring rate, and improved oil pan, oil pickup, and windage tray. So as you can see, like there's a ton of changes here. And this is just in the engine, so you have all these changes that help with reliability. I've read a lot of things about the 2019 GT350s not having any oil consumption issues. They fixed a lot of the problems with previous years in the 2019, and they made it more reliable. You combine the engine changes with the upgraded suspension changes that they made, and I mean, it just, for me, that was what made my decision. Like I didn't want to get anything other than a 2019 Plus because of these reliability things. And a lot of people were saying that the regular GT350 for 2019 was really close to the R on the track in performance. Now, obviously the engine changes were put in the R as well, but they didn't make any suspension or braking changes for the GT350R in 2019. They just upgraded the regular GT350. So it just kind of made sense to me to get the regular GT350 because it was very close to the R on the track, but it still was a little bit more comfortable. Again, the R has no back seat, it has stiffer springs, it's very much more of a race car, and I do like to drive my car on the street as well. So that is why I ended up choosing the 2019 model year, and that is why I chose the regular GT350 and not the R. I would definitely suggest that if you have the budget and you're looking for a GT350, to try to find a 2019, because it will have all of these changes and it will be just such a, in my opinion, a better car than a 2016 to 2018. Now, if your budget doesn't allow you to get a 2019, I would definitely try to stick with a 2017 or a 2018, because the 2016s just had, a lot of problems. Obviously you can find a 2016 that has the track pack and doesn't have any problems. I mean, those are definitely out there, but I would rather just, you know, I want to get the best of this car. And it seems like in 2019 they made all of their final changes because they stopped manufacturing these for 2020 and they don't make them anymore. So the changes they made in 2019 were the last changes that they were going to make, and it's the best the car was ever going to be. So yeah, go ahead and leave some comments in the comment section if you have any questions, or if you know some other changes to these GT350s that I'm not aware about. Again, I just did some research on some forums, watched some videos, and found enough information to sway me towards the 2019 model year. I just want to take a quick second to let everybody know that I'm only 24 subscribers away from reaching 100. When that happens, I get my own custom YouTube channel URL. So my link will go from this to this. So I am super excited for that. Thank you so much for everybody that subscribes and watches regularly. Hopefully I can hit that 100 pretty soon and we can get on to the next milestone of 1,000. I really appreciate you guys watching this video. If you liked it, go ahead and smash the like button. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next video.